Hello everybody, it's John Dunkley, and today I want to talk about goal setting. Now it's just a very brief overview of goal setting, but what you'll find is that nothing great was ever achieved without setting some goals for yourself. If you take, for example, Sir Edmund Hillary, first guy to climb Everest, he didn't suddenly go out one morning to buy a newspaper and then find himself on top of Mount Everest, did he? He actually set some goals for himself. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and by putting in the goals and the planning and everything else, he was the first man to reach that summit. And you know, he's going to be remembered forever. And what you'll find is that successful people will tell you time and time and time again that you need to set goals for yourself. Now, the problem with that is that probably 95% of the population don't understand what is meant by setting some goals. Yeah, they're unsure, they're a bit confused. So guess what? They don't bother to do it, which is a real shame, because they are very, very simple to do, but they're also very simple not to do. And people do tend to take the path of least resistance, and they don't bother to set themselves some goals. But goals are essential to your success. And let me just explain why they are so powerful. See, what is a goal to begin with? What is a goal? Well, a goal is something really that you want to have. Okay, so it might be a nice house, for example. Something that you want to be. So you might want to become a doctor, for example. Something that you want to see could be, I don't know, the Taj Mahal. Something, or somewhere you want to go. Yeah, and it could be Australia and the outback, or something that you want to do. So I don't know, perhaps hang gliding or paragliding or something like that. And all these things are goals, things that you want to actually achieve yourself. Now, if we take an analogy, let's say you were to play football, but there were no goalposts. The actual game would be absolutely pointless, because you'd be running around in circles and no one would be getting anywhere. And the same thing happens in Clean Easy. If you don't set yourself some goals, you'll be going round and round in circles and not really moving your business forward, which is a real shame. So goals are very, very powerful. Goals are a bit like a magnet, and they actually draw you towards them. And as you set your goals come closer to you as well. And what will happen is, as you set your goals, circumstances will start to conspire in order for those goals to be met. However, you don't get your goals immediately as soon as you think of them. It's not a case of sitting down and thinking, I want this, and then you get it. No, you've got to be prepared to actually work for what you actually want. Yeah. So the question is, what are your goals? What do you really, really want? And are they really strong enough to get you out there working day and night to achieve them? See, the reason for setting goals is that they twofold really. Number one, they give you a direction. All right, you know what you want to aim for, so you can actually aim for it. And if you know the direction, you can set yourself a map and get a daily plan of how to get to your destination. Secondly, goals allow you to overcome some hurdles that you're going to come across in everyday life, in this business as well. It's a bit like this. If you have a little look at this chart, okay, let's say this is you, alright, and you're in this business mainly to get some money to go down a pub or maybe buy a new pair of shoes, which is fine, you know, it's a small goal, but it's fine. However, what you're going to find is that you're going to get some hurdles, and these hurdles might come in the form of loss of catalogues, you might have poor pickups, and when you get these things happen to you, you start to think to yourself, well, is it really worth continuing with this business? Because, you know, I only want a little bit out of it, and unfortunately you can't see over the hurdles, and at this point a lot of people will drop out because these hurdles are bigger than the things that they actually want to get from the business. However, let's say you've got some big goals, alright? It might be a new house, a new car, holidays, you know, all the things that people really do want. Now, you're still going to get the same hurdles, but this time you can see over them. You can see a little bit further down the road. You know what you want to aim for, and you're not going to these things aren't going to stop you from achieving these things. Yeah, they're very, very powerful. Obviously, you're going to need some small goals to start with, because you're not just going to go from where you are now to having a brand new house and a brand new car next week. You are going to need sort of stepping stones. So you're going to need some smaller goals. But if all you've got are small goals, then the chances are you're going to drop out of business. If you've got some big goals and some small goals, you're going to move that business forward very, very quickly. So, how do you set your goals? Well, first of all, there's several types of goals. Number one, you've got short-term goals. Now, short-term goals are something that you want to achieve within the next, I don't know, year, let's say. Then you've got medium-term goals, the next 1 to 3 years. Then you've got mid-term goals, maybe 3 to 5 years. And finally, you've got long-term goals, 5 years plus. And what you really need to do is get yourself a piece of paper and actually brainstorm all the things that you would like from this business. What would you like in your life? And don't set limits on yourself. Write down everything that you really, really would like to achieve. Now, once you've done that, then break it down into, when would I like to achieve it? You know, would I like to achieve it in the next year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and so on. So you start to break them down into manageable size portions. Now, once you've done that and you've put a time limit against them, pick out your top 4 from the short-term goals. Pick out your top 4 from the mid-term goals and medium-term goals and long-term goals. So in total you should have 16 goals down. Once you've got those 16, write a little paragraph about why you actually want those goals. You know, how's it going to make you feel, and why do you actually want them? And what might surprise you is some things that you really thought, yeah, I really want that, probably won't mean that much to you. However, other things that you thought weren't that important will become apparent that they are very important to you. And also remember that your goals change over time. So the goals that you've got now won't be the same goals as you've got in 6 months or a year. So you need to do this process on an ongoing basis. Now, once you've done that, you've got to ask yourself, are those goals going to be strong enough to get you up early, work late, and are they going to keep nagging you until you achieve them? If you've got those butterflies in your stomach that you can't wait to achieve these things, then you've got a right goal. If you're not really too fussed, then you need to review your goals and find something that would really, really drive you forward. So, these goals will take time. It's not going to take a couple of minutes just to write down all your goals. It's going to take you time. And this is why a lot of people don't actually do it, because it's going to take them time. But you're different, I'm sure you are. What you really do need to do is write down your goals. Yeah? And what you're going to find is, once you've set your goals, combine that with the next video, which is the potential of Clean Easy, which we'll show you on the next video, and you will be able to achieve anything that you want to. But it all starts with you taking some action today to get your goals written down, so you know exactly what direction you want to follow. If you're unsure, have a chat with your upline, have a chat with your sponsor, so that they can help you set your goals. And you know, until next time, reach for the stars.